They told me you can't do that here, Beanie. It might sound good in one of your books, but this is a construction site. You can't build a learning environment here. But I didn't start with a touchy-feely feel-good program or some poster. It started with a shelf. One shelf, a few books, a marble, a cricket ball, and a football. That's how you build a learning environment. Not with noise, but with signals. Signals that say, we improve here and we think here. We actually give a about getting better together. Human beings don't just need motivation. They need a purpose, autonomy, and a shot at mastery. When you build that into your environment, your team will grow and they will improve. And what happens next is they start to own the change with you. You want to build your culture? Start with a shelf. All right, this is something that you're not going to want to hear, but it'll be remiss of me not to tell you. The reason you don't debrief isn't because you don't have time. The reason you don't have time is because you don't debrief. It's the age-old argument. What came first, the chicken or the egg? I'll tell you what comes first with this one. The debrief comes first. It creates the time and the space that you need to be able to do all of the things that we're talking to during this video series, this ORCA debrief series. All right, actually what I'm going to do first, before we crack right into it, we're going to have a look at how we use the hierarchy of control to actually create the time that we want to be able to eliminate some of this 90% non-value added activity so we get more time to put into a value added activity. I'm going to give you the formula for the exact amount of time that you need to be able to do this. And then we're going to run through the ORCA process. If you haven't seen one already, I'm going to step you right through and show you how I use AI to step me through the ORCA process and keep me on track. Because I actually asked my AI this morning, based on data, use your tools to research it, what percentage of people who set out to achieve this goal, which is doing 9 days of ORCA in a row, would have actually made it today 67, where we currently sit. The stats that he comes back with tie to pretty much stats that people talk to with change management. That is 70% of it fail. So you've only got about, the odds are stacked against you. You've only got about a 30% chance of making this work. That's if we do it the incorrect way. Let's get rid of this question here, because the question that we want today is, be honest, what's the one habit you keep saying you'll fix when things calm down? Because busyness, as James Clear says in the book Atomic Habits, is a lag indicator of your current habits. I'll give you a quick masterclass in social media as well, because you can use this exact same way for your pre-starts. And this is exactly what I'd do if we worked together with your team to put this stuff in place. I'm just going to take a quick drink. All right, so because I see a lot of LinkedIn posts and they're rubbish and they follow no structure and they have no framework and have no process. This is a process that I follow. It's not mine. It's based on a guy called Taki Moore. So on Monday, we do a teach post. And if you go back through these posts, you'll see this pattern repeat over and over and over and over and over. Monday we teach. We share a framework, share a tip or a lesson that solves a painful problem that your audience is facing. Hey guys, you've never got saying that you don't have enough time to debrief. This is why you don't have the time. This is how we set the goal, and this is how we create the time to be able to do it. Tuesday, we show them. We give proof, share a story, an example or a result or a client win that shows your method in action. So I'll speak to a project that I was on a couple of years back where I had to first get everyone to turn up, create that bit of time, that bit of more time for the morning meeting for this to be able to actually work. Wednesday, we engage them. We spark a conversation, ask a question, run a poll, or drop a bold take that gets them talking. Thursday, we nurture, which is what we're doing right now. Shifting beliefs. The belief is we don't have time to do that. You do have time to do it. It's the reason that you don't have the time is because you're not actually doing it. share behind the scenes, origin stories or insights that build trust and connect deeper. Friday, we make an offer. Hey guys, we're kicking off a program inside school. If we're on a site, this is what I'll be doing. Go over there, jump in and get involved. We're going to give some stuff away. We're going to create a lean leaders group in that. If you want to be involved in it, that's the place to actually get started. Guess what we do the next week? Follow the process again. All right. How do we get time to do this? If we go back to the hierarchy of control that we used very successfully to increase safety and drive the dangers down that were in the construction industry. Construction industry, when I started in it, was an extremely dangerous place. First three projects that I work on, people were killed, and this is in CBD in Brisbane. One was the Commonwealth Bank building. They dropped concrete panels there. The Expo 88, building Expo 88, there was a guy electrocuted, and Expo 88, pulling it back down, there was a tower that fell over, and 2 riggers, from memory, were sitting at the top of it at the time, were killed. We used the hierarchy of control to eliminate. We worked out if we eliminate the danger first, that is our best line of defence. That's exactly what we need to do to free up time. How much of this 90% non-value added activity, busy work, which is just driving noise, chaos and choosing our own adventure, how much of that are we doing that we shouldn't even be doing? Can we eliminate it? If we have a look at it and we go, we can't eliminate it, what I used to say was, next, and this was actually wrong. I just worked this out during this ORCA process. This is how powerful this process is and why you should be continuously improving everything that you do. I said next we should automate it. That's incorrect. What we should do next, as I had these 2 steps, back to front, is create a process. If we jump straight to eliminate and then we go, all right, let's automate it with a AI, what we can do is create a giant mess really quickly. AI is fantastic at doing that if you're not using it the correct way. What I need first is a process. Process for how we get this task done. Good mate of mine, Tom Hughes, wrote a book, funnily enough, that talks about how to create a process for creating processes, which is based on the acronym GREAT. G is for we've got to get to the Gemba to be able to do it. R is it's easily recognised by the people that need to use it. E is it's easy to use. A is it's available at the point of use, where they're doing actually work. And T is they are tested and trained on how to do it. Can't eliminate it. Next we create a process. Then thirdly, we automate it. Is there AI or something, a workflow, something that we can use to speed this up? Remove the manual work, remove the dumb work so that we can get our people focused on the good stuff, which is improving and making the job go quicker. Last one, of course, is situational leadership. The days of my leadership style are gone. Ken Blanchard's been talking to this for probably 30, 40, 50 years or more. We need to lead depending on what the situation actually is and what the person who we're leading needs done. That's our job in a leadership position, to be able to do that. All you need to do to get started with this, you don't need hours. 1% of your day, 24-hour day, is 14.4 minutes. That's all you need to get started with this. If you go back and have a look at me running the ORCA process, most of the ORCA sessions run for less than that. They're going to run out to, maybe they'll start at 5 minutes, maybe they'll get to 10, then to 14. If you're putting 14.4 minutes focus time into this, we set an outcome goal, we set a process goal, which is do the ORCA. That's where our 14.4 minutes is. During that time, we're obliterating the obstacles which are stopping us from moving quicker. We're tracking our rate of progress with the sheet that I showed you yesterday. Split it up into little packs so we don't fail. We get to 90 days where we do 9, 10-day packs. We start tracking habit points inside school like we spoke about yesterday. You're going to move yourself out of that bucket where you've got a 70% chance of failure into the bucket where you've got a 30% chance that you will succeed. Increase your odds dramatically. All right, that is the outcome. You have to decide that you want it, if you do want it. I can't decide that for you. All right, that question, be honest. What's the one habit keeping you saying you'll fix it when things calm down? I'll give you a round tip. Things are speeding up, not calming down. AI is making everything move quicker. When we come back in on Monday next week, it's February. January's gone. Australia Day's behind us. Slippery slide to Easter already. Then we hit mid-year, football time, semi-finals time, bang, fat man's coming down the chimney again. And we go, where did the year go? I was going to do that stuff that Boney spoke about, but we never get started. My old grandma used to have a saying, she used to say I was going to do wonders and shit miracles today, but it never quite happened. Never quite happened because she didn't know about this process. Okay, let's do our daily ORCA. New shift, 29th of January 2026. This is day 67. We use this to keep everyone on track, standardise the way that we do it, collect data, see what we're speaking to, so that the AI can start to recognise patterns, keep us on track. As soon as we start to drift, it brings us back. I saw a great board this morning actually that is called Hour by Hour. And there's a quote in, I think it's in the book, How Big Things Get Done. How does a project get 12 months behind? And the answer is the answer that they used to say is 1 day at a time. I believe it's hour by hour. We slip a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. It keeps compounding because we're in this constant chaos and choose our own adventure. Every hour we're losing instead of executing flawlessly with everyone on the same page. This is a home ORCA, O-R-C-A. I'm going to start spelling out. That'll have to save me going back to retranscribe it when it calls it a walker or a talker or whatever it is when I don't quite pronunciate properly. Home ORCA. Did the daily live happen today? The daily live is in progress. This is boring. It's mundane. And that's one of the traps, one of the reasons why we have to have that big outcome goal is to keep everyone engaged with where we want to get to. We spoke to that yesterday. The goal is to double, 2x, our output, EV, whatever it is, 3 days in a row, within 90 days. But we have to turn up and do it every day. Not when we feel like it. Not on Monday to Thursday because Friday everyone flies out. We have to do it every single day. 1 is yes, 2 is yes, 3 is yes. This thing will collect the data. Actually, I'll pop that up. There's another tool. Oh, now, some people will go, that's the ugliest spreadsheet I ever saw in my life, Boney. And some people would actually be right. But it will track what you need to track to get started. So make a little pact. What are we going to do for 10 days? For 10 days, we are going to do X at Y time. We can do a behaviour at this time. We can do it on ORCA at 4 o'clock for 10 minutes. And we track that progress. Give ourselves a little bar, as you can see at the top there. If we missed a day, it was red. We've got some data to track. All right, we failed on Friday. Why did we fail on Friday? Obliterate the obstacles. Make sure that we stay on track. Objective today. State one. Today's one objective. Today's one objective is to prep for a meeting that I've got this morning. Ordinary things, when done consistently, produce extraordinary results. Keith J. Cunningham in the book, The Road Less Stupid. It's a business book. it is also the blueprint for how to run a successful project. Keith knows a thing or two about running projects. He had a real estate project and he went 100 million up to $50 million down inside 24 months. So he knows a thing or two about managing risks and just how badly and how quickly things can go wrong on projects. Was the objective achieved? Yes, it was. If he'd been running this process, he would never ever got in that place. Thinking time is something I actually use. There's sessions that I've done with AI on thinking time. I've taken Keith's thinking time habit and then ramped it up now. When he wrote the book, there was no such thing as AI as we know it now. Ramped it up with AI. Extremely powerful process. It's really good for risk management and mitigating risk and what do we call them? Pre-mortems. Fantastic for that. Behaviours, everything's set, ready to go. When I come into the office in the morning, I've done the prep session, I've run the live, everything's on track, and I've been using my wingman. That question, be honest. What's the one habit that's keeping you fixed? What's the one habit you keep saying you'll fix when things calm down? When it's less busy, we'll take a look at that. Not going to happen. Tomorrow is a weekday. Wait for it to get less busy. You might be waiting for quite some time. Weekday. Give me a little bit of time. He's thinking. Brain's hurting. Weekday mode, day 60 out of 90 tomorrow. 3 must-do tasks. Verify full kit. First task, verified, not verified. Write a physical Kanban ticket. Run a daily live. Does that start to sound familiar? Is it starting to sound repetitious? The process goal is repetitious. It's boring. We need to set this in. This is a fundamental. It needs to become like the way I explain to people. When you hop into when it's at the point, you hop in your car and you just put your seatbelt on, you don't even think about it. That's the point where this is automatic. When you can start ramping it up, making it harder, getting better results out of it. 3 from 3 today. I'm not going to do the visual loop because we've already done a little visual there, which I'll take a photo of that board and drop it in the comments if you want to grab a copy of it. 3. Transcription's terrible today. However, it keeps correcting me. Back on track. That's not the answer. That's not the answer. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be doing this. No. Day 67 or 90 closed. Day live, yes. ORCA streak intact. Data execution index 3 from 3. Full kit verified. Kanban written. Phase 3. Full flex. ORCA active. Visual reflection loop declined. No violations. Tomorrow. Verify full kit. Write physical Kanban ticket. Run the day live. Day close. Done. Take it. Use it. Make it a great week. Tomorrow we're doing our Friday post. So I'll be making you an offer. I'll make you an offer, an invite for school.com/scrum. You don't need more how. The headline for this video says it all. You need a who to help you get the how done, and who's done it before. How is not your problem. You're already too busy. You don't need more work learning how to do more how. Speak soon.
This is a big one, and I've asked a project executive that I respected a lot what the answer to this one is, but I'm going to ask you. When you think about the real objective of a project manager, going back to that loop, what is their actual mission so that we can bring it home for the listeners?
Okay, so the actual mission is, I'd go back to the book by Patrick Lencioni, Five Dysfunctions of a Team, and a quote in there that says, if you could get all of the people in an organisation rowing in the same direction, you could dominate any industry, any market, under any conditions, at any time. If you could get everyone, the PM's job is to get everyone headed in the same direction. If he could do that, you'll build any project under any circumstances, ever gets thrown at you at any time. That's my opinion. In my opinion, that is his number one job.
I love that, and kudos to you for pronouncing his name right. I always get that wrong.
That takes a lot of practice to get that right, especially for an
Yeah,
Aussie.
because